Hi, this is Ada Wells, physical therapist, certified Pilates teacher and movement expert, and level 3 TPI golf medical professional. And I'm going to give you just a recap of the recent webinar we had that was entitled Pain-Proof Your Golf Swing and Outdrive Your Friends in the Process Using Intelligent Movement. And in this webinar, we talked about how using a strategic movement approach can fill in the gaps of your body swing connection so that you can hit further, straighter, and with greater ease in less time than it takes to par a hole. We talked about the three main problems golfers have. The first one, you can't get the ball to go where you want consistently. The second one is, my golf swing has no power. And third, I'm starting to get more nagging pain the more I play golf. So we talked about the 1 to 1.5 seconds that it takes your body to swing a golf club. There really is not time to think. Your body's connection to the swing will ultimately determine the path that it takes. And so to have a great golf experience, we really need those three things. We need to have the distance, the consistency, and that fluidity to give you that longevity in your swing. Now, those take certain components. You need to have strength and stability in your body, you need to have sequencing and coordination, and you need to have controlled joint mobility or congruency of the joints. If you're missing any one of those factors, this is going to contribute to you not having a great experience of golf, and you may end up having pain, a sporadic game, or a powerless swing. Now, the problem with a lot of traditional exercise practices is that they use isolated movements, they work in single planes, they reinforce what's already there. So you might have somebody who's flexible and they're trying to stretch what's already mobile. You also have people that are really strong and they're working more on strengthening, but they're not necessarily, it's not translating to a further or more powerful swing, and that's because they're not working the muscles within the full mobility and flexibility of the joint. And next you have people that are working out, but there's a lot of artificial stabilization occurring. So people are lying in positions where they're pushing a lot of resistance, but they still have a good portion of their body that's artificially stabilized by the floor or by the piece of equipment. And this has really very little translation into what goes on in a golf swing. I also see a lot of one-size-fits-all approaches, and if you haven't figured out already, there are an infinite number of ways to swing a golf club. And it really depends on what the person has within their own body. And we know that there's different bodies out there. So, why would we expect the golf program to be exactly the same for each person? And probably one of the biggest problems I see is I see people adding a lot of speed and resistance and force to exercises, particularly when they're trying to develop power. And there's a lot of fundamental movement flaws. And this poor form really contributes to having issues with potential injury later on. So here are the challenges. Really finding good practitioners who are well versed at the nuances of golf fitness screening, intelligent movement training, or designing a progressive program for improving the body swing connection, especially for a golfer with a history of injuries. Another challenge is that it's just difficult to coordinate with these qualified professionals due to busy schedules on both ends. Now, I know you're passionate about playing golf and you want to be able to play for as long as you possibly can. And you have a choice. You can either do nothing and risk your body and swing deteriorating. You can take a shotgun approach and try everything, but this oftentimes takes more time and can have diminishing returns if you're working on the very elements you shouldn't be and not necessarily working on what you should be. Or you can take action on what you learned within the webinar, and that's a good start, although it might take longer without guidance. Or this is where I introduced the ProBalance Movement System for golfers. This 6-step system takes you through the exact process I use for my golfing patients and clients to get them back on the course and playing better with greater ease by applying strategic movement strategies that take as little as a few minutes a day. The ProBalance Movement System is a 6-step process that walks you through the key elements for improving your body's swing potential through a targeted movement approach. I give you the tools to help you develop the best body for golf based on your unique needs so you can enjoy playing better golf today and for years to come. You'll get 24/7 lifetime access for this par level within an intuitive membership platform. You'll also get detailed videos with the ability to timestamp notes for future reference. Inside, you'll also have a growing and supportive community of motivated and passionate golfers to encourage progress and get your questions answered. There's even a badge and point system for motivation for those of you who like a little healthy competition. Now, step 1, or in module 1, we're going to be recalibrating your mindset and motivation. Your movement success really depends on your state of mind. So in this section, we'll be talking about how emotions and fear impact your movement quality. We'll talk about some motivation hacks based on your personality type so you can really get results. We'll also talk about movement versus muscle, really some myths in how people exercise and how we can exercise more efficiently. And finally, in this section, we will talk about some myths regarding pain. In step 2, or module 2, is when we're going to look at your medical history and take a look at also your current lifestyle factors. Sometimes those old, quote, unrelated injuries really do matter today. And combating lifestyle factors that are affecting you currently are something that we want to do because these may be already sabotaging your swing. We'll also go into the do's and don'ts if you've got a predisposing condition, something like arthritis, if you have osteoporosis, and other conditions. Step 3, or module 3, is movement mastery. And really, to move well, you need to be able to differentiate between what's good movement and bad movement. So in this section, we will be looking at everything from basic movement, fundamental movement qualities that you need to have within your swing, also correlating some swing characteristics and swing faults with your fitness screening so that you understand why if you score a certain way in the golf screening, how this may impact what you're seeing in your golf swing. We'll also look at just how you can use really good fundamental movements to enhance the effectiveness of your exercise program and your golf swing so that you're really doing less, you're putting in less effort to get more out of it. In step 4, or module 4, we'll be doing self-screenings. So with this, I'll go over some self-practices for self-screenings. You'll have a checklist and videos to help you take a closer look at those nuances of movement that you've been overlooking in your own body and that are often overlooked in a lot of programs that are out there. We're also going to use your self-screening program to help plan your strategic movement program. And that's going to be in step 5, where we go ahead and we use that exercise prescription to address those screening results. So this is that strategic targeting component to get to those movement gaps that you need for your swing. So within this, we're going to be able to break down and these individual movement faults and gaps, and then reintegrate them so that you're able to be successful in your swing. You're going to be able to have a notes feature here where you can really gain clarity on the exercises. And we have sections for things like self-massage techniques, core control, coordination, balance, mobility, flexibility, strength, speed, and endurance. Basically all those components you do need for your swing. And once again, they're based on what you need based on your screening. In step 6, we're going to go ahead and look at relaying the results, refining, progressing, and retesting. So this is where we might look into how tapping into some local resources may help maximize your results, and really using best practices for variations, progressions, and regressions, because like I said, not everybody is the same. And so if you understand what things you need to be able to do to make the exercise easier or harder, this is going to help you get more out of the program. You're also going to help to, this section will also help you troubleshoot so that when you reach a plateau or have an unplanned setback, you know exactly what you should be doing. Now, the question that I get asked, how much is this going to cost? And my question back is we want to look at the cost of being reactive or waiting for an injury to come along. Most golf injuries are the result of either overuse or due to abnormal swing patterns that often come from physical limitations, and low back pain is the most common injury for golfers, both for amateurs and pros. According to the National Institute of Health, low back pain is the leading contributor to missed days of work. And also, golf injuries on average result in a forced absence from the game of at least a month. When you factor in the costs of going to the doctor, physical therapy sessions, which by the way may take an average of 2 to 3 times a week for 4 to 6 weeks for a simple back injury, drugs, or possibly other medical interventions, one simple bout of low back pain, not even counting the lost time from work, family, and also your golf game, can easily cost over $1,500 to $10,000. Not to mention the pain, suffering, and the emotional impact of not being able to do the things you love to do. Now, the cost for those who choose to be proactive, seeing a year of seeing somebody professional like myself, one-on-one, 1 to 2 times a week, and taking classes 2 to 3 times a week may cost on average $8,400 to over $15,000 a year. Or you can get the system that takes you step by step through the process wherever you are and at your convenience, with lifetime access to get you the body and to gain yardage to improve consistency and play without fear of pain. And you can do this for 3 monthly installments of $197 for this lifetime program. Or you can pay in full and save. So you want to enroll in the ProBalance Movement System for golfers today. This is 6 steps to hit further with more more consistency, and with greater ease. And these are the links to be able to go to get access. So if you would like the 3 payments of $197, go to www.probalance.top/par197. Or if you'd like to pay in full and save, you can go to www.probalance.top/par497. But wait, there's more. There are also over $1,200 worth of bonuses that are included at no additional charge. So bonus number 1, there are 4 group video coaching calls to answer all your questions. And I do mean all of your questions. We will sit there and I will be there as long as we have people, and it will probably last anywhere between 1 hour to 2 hours. And this really gives you a great opportunity to get feedback on your self-screenings and on your exercise progress. You'll receive guidance on how to progress your program or to make modifications depending on your circumstances. You'll get tips for adapting your exercises for special situations like travel. And you'll really learn how to juice out the potential in select exercises that I may choose. The second bonus are 3 dynamic warm-up routines with a value of $80. Now, I see a lot of ineffective warm-up routines on the golf course, and a lot of people don't realize that when they are stretching and they're doing long holds before performing an activity that requires explosive power, that can actually be detrimental to performance and increase your chance for injuries. In this section, I'm going to give you those very warm-ups that can help wake up the right muscles and get the mobility to the right areas so that your body has space to move. Bonus number 3 are 5 15-minute focused golf movement routines to target common problem areas with the golf swing. So in your self-screening, if you found that you were having some problems with some pelvic control and coordination, there's a 15-minute workout that just allows you to work on that. You can also, there's targeted approaches for the upper body for control and mobility, lower body flexibility, lower body strength, and balance. And if you put these all together, you'll have a nice long workout. Now, there's a 30-day guarantee, and I want you to succeed. So if you go through the process and realize that this program just isn't right for you, just contact support at probalance.tv to fill out an exit survey for a full refund. I want to make sure that I'm answering all the questions that people have, and if something is not working out, I want to know why, because oftentimes it may be in there. It just might be that you're not knowing where to find it. And I obviously want to make sure that you're happy with the product. So this money-back guarantee starts at the date that the program starts. So the actual program starts on June 1st, although the deadline to purchase is going to be Wednesday, May 24th. So enroll in the ProBalance Movement System for golfers today. That's 6 steps to hit further, more consistently, and with greater ease. Once again, the link for lifetime access to our PAR level, which is those 6 modules, is at www.probalance.top/par197. Or you can pay in full and save at www.probalance.top/par497. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you inside the membership.